A very good evening, everybody. Welcome to Contest of Speed. Welcome also to tier number 1. And welcome also to a rerun of the Austrian Grand Prix, which should have been done 6 weeks ago. 2 tiers had to do reruns, one last night, one tonight due to the Sony issues. This was meant to be a week off for the drivers, but for the drivers and commentators, it's no longer a week off. Jack Prentice can't be here this week, so I asked the team if I could bring in my good commentary partner, Mr. Hedgehog, and he was allowed to commentate. Welcome. It is. It's a full wet qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, I've been told, and a fully dry race. So we're going to be able to see if the drivers can cope with the torrential conditions. It is incredibly wet, full wet tyres in use. I have watched a couple of the Austrian Grand Prix that have been done, and they had some wet weather in parts as well. So this will be very interesting. Might see a very different grid to what we normally have. Welcome everybody just joining in. Good evening, Matty, Clausen, and I'm sure people start filling in. We're a tiny bit late. Normally Jack does all the invites and stuff, but I was doing it tonight, setting up the task, so I was about 6 minutes delayed. But it must have been a good decision, as we have some rain. Kez, the Austria track, we've both done commentaries on it before. If you have any information about it, let us know. Definitely unpredictable. That's exactly what it is, and we're probably going to see a different grid, like I said, from any other time we would have done Austria. We will go through the standings and the power rankings and stuff during the formation lap, as me and Jack usually do. So after tonight, we have 6 races to go. We have Japan, Britain and Australia. Then we take a Christmas break for 3 weeks, and then we're back on January 6th for Azerbaijan, Singapore and Qatar in the USA. And a couple of times coming in. So we've got a 1:13.1 from Montana. How crazy is that? Almost 9 seconds away from what it is in the drive. That's literally the same speed as a Formula 2 car. Fruitful is a 13.2, half a tenth down. Charlie's a quarter of a second, 13.4. Only half the grid have got times in Kez. I've been told it's a full wet quali. Are people struggling? It is, and 14.6, probably, obviously you get, I mean, they get 3 sets of wet tyres, I believe, to use, because there's no rain expected in the race, so 3 run-outs, and Cowsbury's times are 1:14.6, it's probably gonna keep him towards the bottom. He actually went off at about turn 8, I think it was, and that's interesting, so maybe he got on the curb, maybe he just lost it too much. Curbs are probably not your best friend in Austria, or even heavy rain conditions. Okay. Okay, no worries. I'll just check the volume as Fruitful now takes pole. It's a 1 minute 12.6. Montana's improved to a 12.8. Charlie has improved to a 12.9. Everyone's staying out for more than one run at the moment to get a feel for the track. Let me just turn the stream on. Okay. Right, let's see if we can get Hedges settings changed, ladies and gentlemen. I did make sure we can share audio. Do you want to try and maybe leave the party and rejoin, sir? Alright, no worries. See if we can get that fixed. If we can't get it fixed in the last 10 minutes, we'll obviously do it during the formation lap. I'm sure we will get it fixed. We've never had a problem before. Charlie, Stinson, Jacob, Alp, 3rd to 6th at the moment. Calzo's a 13.3, and look how close the gaps are. Apart from Pole at the moment, which is going to get caught up from 2 tenths to 9 tenths, 2nd to 10th at the minute. It's pretty close. It is a shorter track, of course. The times are meant to be close, but it is heavy rain, and it's good to see the times being so close. We've got 10 minutes to go, and the drivers are probably stressing out a little bit, but some drivers are capable of driving well in the wet conditions, I'm sure. I prefer wet conditions sometimes. So, let's see if anyone can scoop their way up the grid a little bit. Look at out there, struggling to get through turn 3. The really tight right-hander. Won't be too bad in the race, but in these conditions, let's go on board with the McLaren down to turn 4. And I think he's either given up or he's on an in-lap, but he still couldn't get through the turn. You think I fixed it? Okay, I'll turn my stream on. You think I fixed it? Okay, I'll turn my stream on. I don't hear you, buddy. No, I don't know either. To try and check every single setting you possibly can. Hopefully we'll put on a show, not a mess. Yes. Hello Klaus and hello everybody joining. Hello Blaze, hello Matty, Hilly, Kitten, Jay, hello. And all the rest of you that are in too. Keep your comments going. We'll try and read them through quali as the drivers fight their way through a wet Austria. Hello Golden. Let's be cleaner than Monday, says Hilly. I didn't see the Monday race. I'm guessing that was a bit of a... Yes, make sure he doesn't have don't share party audio, says Tom. Advice from Tom there. See if you can double check that somewhere. It might be his audio isn't on shared. Could be, I did check. I'll just double check very quickly. Bowen has joined for the race and we'll look out for him coming through. If you get a blue screen, you know what I'm doing. I'm just checking everything is okay on our side. Very quickly, audio sharing. Yep, it's all ticked. And it is all ticked on my end. I'll check the party settings as well, just to make sure. Hopefully we can get it fixed ASAP. Yep, everything's good on my end, and we'll go back to quali. Don't want to miss much. Hopefully we can get it fixed. Maybe try and replug your mic in or something. Not too sure. There's a Astra. Yeah, that's true. Keep thinking. You got time. Vaporizer is coming across the line now from 13th to only 9th, but he is on used wets. Risa is a 10th up on his 4 laps used wets. Look how tricky it is to go through turn 10. That's a madness. Risa goes from 8th to 4th. People are saying it might be because of PS5. If anyone's done a stream this week or been racing, has the commentators had a PS4 and a PS5 person? And it's worked. Let me know. That's maybe a good point. I'm not too sure. I think you might have to do that, mate. Yeah. Would you be able to do that in 7 minutes? Okay. Thank you, sir. Cool. Migrating host. Hopefully that goes to the best person with the connection. Right. So on board with Montana. Actually, I want to go through a lap of Austria very quickly. If we can find someone crossing the line to go on a fast lap. Any of these 3 crossing the line? Nope. Is Fruitful crossing the line? Yes, right. Let's go on a lap of Austria with Fruitful. If Hedge on PS5 is a button on the controller, he might need to push. okay if he did it on PS5. I had the same issue last week. Thank you for the advice, guys. He's going to swap straight into his PS4. Let's go on a lap of Spielberg in the Styrian Hills with Fruitful, who's looking to take a win, I'm sure, doing well in the wet conditions. Into turn 1. Look how early they have to brake compared to brand new soft tyres. Up to turns 2 and 3. It's not really a turn, but Formula 1 counts it. And to the tricky turn 3. Let's see how tricky it is. Oh, a big lock up there, but well, nicely timed. Got out, not too bad. Not even short shifting that much, to be fair. Came out of turn 3 in gear 2. Down to turn 4. No DRS until lap 3 in the race, of course. And turn 4, 100 metre board instead of like 60, 65. And it's nice so far. Montana's there just in front. He might be putting a lap in as well. These two fighting out for pole by less than 400ths of a second. Round turn 6 we go. Onto half a curve. Look at that. Trying to use as much of the track as he can. And it's purple second sector 2 as he comes out turn 8. As much as the curve without losing the traction on the car. Down to turn 9, 90 degrees, as much of the curve as you can, and Montana's entering the pits. Final turn 10, slight lock up on the front right, and across the line. Has he improved on a 12.6? He's down by 14 thousandths of a second, but still is on pole. Charlie has invalidated. Alp is on a lap as he makes his way very gingerly down to turn 4, and will stay on board with the McLaren for now. Bolin did make it in, which is good, so he'll start at the back of the grid. Different process from PS4. Yeah, we're going to get him back on his PS4 and we'll get him in ASAP. That was very quick. I'll invite you back to the lobby very quickly. There we go. I can. I'll have a look on the stream now.
If not, then I have no clue.
I don't hear you on the stream. Oh no.
Why though?
I don't know why. Right, we need more advice, ladies and gentlemen. We need more advice.
We've never had issues before. We've commentated together loads.
We've probably done over 60 races together. I'm not sure. Alpa's gone 4th fastest. Montana is now on fresh wets out. Bolin was able to somehow take control of his car, which is great. Oh wait, I hear him. We hear him. Okay, nice.
Hello.
I don't hear him through my stream, but they hear you, so that's great.
Oh, okay,
that's
okay.
great. That's great. You all hear him, yes? Yeah, we all good? Woo, yeah, great, fab. I can't hear him when I'm rewatching the stream, but it's all good. So, welcome back. I'll let you get your settings sorted. Still heavyweight in the Austria, by the way, mate. And we've got
not the preparation that I wanted in my first stream in this, but yeah, at least I'm here now.
They did say it was, you listened when he wasn't speaking, there was a PS5 thing that happened with another streamer, but it managed to fix over time, so it's a good job we didn't risk it.
We're good.
Cool. Oh, Jacob getting wide at turn 5, just, but he managed to save it, and he's got an Alpha tyre behind. Not long to go in this quali. Hasn't really been any mishaps, shall we say. Fruitful has increased his pole by milliseconds. It's a 12.574. I think it was 200s quicker, and it's a good fight between these two. Stinson is right at the top as well, only a 10th past Montana, who's now going for a fast lap, will remain on board with the Alfa Romeo. Cares, we've done Austria so many times, probably 4 or 5 times together. Dry race, they'll have new tyres, probably expecting mediums from even the top people, but we're expecting a 1-stop, do you think, or a 2?
I mean, that all depends on what happens on the track, I think, doesn't it? You know, normally, yeah, but safety cars come out, VSCs come out, incidents, damage, all play a big factor, don't they? And in a long race with 36 laps of Austria, there's probably going to be incidents. They're always easy with the best drivers as incidents on track. So normally, yeah, but obviously playing into the hands of a safety car and things like that, it could change. But we'll see. I mean, that's what you just mentioned there about the fresh tyres, and everyone's got a choice of tyres, which could also make it more interesting as well. Normally the top 10 would stick, wouldn't they? But of course, they've got a choice, so it's going to make it interesting. 2 minutes of quality to go, and it's time now to get your last laps in because it's getting very, very tense at the top.
100%, and a line has been made in the track, as you all can see. Stinson crosses the line, improves to second place, 17 milliseconds ahead of Montana. It's close at the top. Charlie has gone pole with a 1 minute 12.46 on 3 lap used wets. So is some track evolution playing a part. Montana's now dropped to 4th, but we know how good he can be in the wets. Alp is on an outlap heading to turn 6. All of them are preparing, and all of them now, apart from Alp and Konzo, are on fast laps. So we're going to have to try and track it through. I believe Matrix has invalidated, so he's going to have to go again. And Bolin is round the final corner. Kez, he's going to cross the line now. Can he improve on P9? It's P6. It's a quarter of a second. A lot of cars flowing in, Kez, through the final corner.
Yeah, I noticed that Matrix got a red lap. I believe it was on turn 7, being validated. He's going to have to get around very quickly. Hope he's going to do it. He's also pushing his tyre to the limits as well, so not good for the Ferrari. Charlie Moon on pole with a 1:12.4 for now. That could change in the last minute of qualifying.
Montana crossed the line and didn't improve. He's dropped to 5th. He's going to have to go round again. Sorry if you've got minor epilepsy. I'm going to have to flick through the names as quick as I can. Charlie's trying to beat his time, but he's down. He's going to try again. There's a Williams of Thomas, I believe, coming down to turn 9, and he's going to have to try again. Yellow flags down to turn 2 and 3. 25 seconds. And Thomas has got some time to try and get a good amount of traction out of a final corner and starts his lap. He's 6:14th at the moment. Yellow flags from people invalidating and getting out of people's way. No purple sectors on the task system at the moment. Stinson and Montana have gone fastest from the pack. Have you got the task system open, Kez? Just trying to
doing that now, mate.
Check some purple sectors. Bolin has taken a pole time of a 12.448. Charlie's gone with a 12.461. Reesa can't improve on his 3rd place. And Stinkson will be the next man to cross. Montana hasn't improved from 5th place. Alp hasn't improved from 8th place. Here's Stinkson. Can he bypass Montana and get into the top 5 in a wet quali Austria? He goes pole with a 12.3. He has bypassed Montana and by a bit. Calzo, Jacob and Vaporizer have all stepped off. That could be the end of quali. It is the end of quali. Thomas is starting at the back of the grid. Stinkson's on pole, and Montana and Fruitful on the 3rd row of the grid.
Yeah, an interesting qualifying there. Obviously, the rain does play a massive, massive factor in any circuit, especially on a circuit like Austria. We've got a dry race ahead, and that could lead for a very, very interesting race, and a lot of position changes as well. Of course, with the fresh tyres for all 16 drivers, it's going to be an interesting start to the Red Bull Ring, that's for sure.
A superb lap from young Stinkson has got in pole by over half a tenth, and it is only half a tenth, but that's a lot on one of the shortest tracks on the calendar. And I'm just going to check the power rankings, and I'm pretty sure Stinson has never ever had a pole before. He's done 2 races in Tier 1, joining late, no poles for him, and he's got a pole in his 3rd race. The top tier, which is great. Blaze, it's not real life. It's not Lewis Hamilton just firing through. Montana with the pag strikes again. There is an American tier, I believe, later on 2 AM in the morning. I just want to shout that out too. And you got the schedules that Nightbot has just put in there. Well, look at that. 0.2 of a second separate the top 6 cars. 800ths, less than 800ths, separate the top 3. And towards the bottom end, which I'll show you, a couple of cars. Dres Basson 12th in Mahas, Matrix 14th, Thomas 15th. Not probably what he wanted. Cows we retired early on, as Hedge said, going out of turn 8. And Bolin, who joined quali late, somehow managed to get on the front row of the grid and got second.
Stinson, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
Stinson, just quickly, I just looked at the standings.
Yeah.
He started pole, he's 16th in the standings. Pretty incredible, really.
Yeah.
He's only got 16 points. He's only done 2 races, to be fair to him, but starting on pole, that in the top 10, so that's another interesting factor going into the race as well.
So Stinson's average position is 6 according to the power rankings. Who got pole? Charlie was third, sorry, and Charlie's average position is 10th, and he's third on the grid, sorry, which is great. Good to see people that are not normally on the front row or top 2 rows on the top 2 rows. It's great. I mean, the weather has improved significantly, so yeah, fast-paced action coming up. On the I was going to say the Hungaro ring, but that was EU2 last night. The Red Bull ring. Because I'm so excited.
Well, we said before the qualifying started, didn't we, that with it being a wet quali, the grid can change. Things can be unexpected. Things can happen that you don't really expect. And we've seen that. That goes to show that when it's a wet quali, you can get people on pole who aren't necessarily normally on pole. You can see incidents happen. You can see people who are normally at the front not doing so well. It can really throw up a bit of a curveball going into the race. That's what you want to commentate, don't you? A bit of a mixture, really. And not everything's always the same in F1. It's nice to see a bit of a mix and see someone who's starting pole there who's not necessarily on pole. Hopefully for him, you don't do a Lance Stroll and go from pole to ninth, but we'll see.
We got the 1 red light. The formation lap is underway. Do penalties play an impact in Austria? Let me know in the comments. You know more than me. Hello, Spud. Hello, Chris Panda. Hello to everyone saying that Montana's still going to win. Well, for him to win, he's going to have to get past people who also want to win. Quick update on the standings. Montana leads by 58 points. Fruitful, Bolin, Vaporizer. Bolin and Vaporizer 12 points. Then we drop off to Big Slate on 92. Cowser goes Jacob. Constructors, Mercedes 432. Williams 272. McLaren 208. Haas 156. Separated out as the 22-week season goes on. Kez, tyres.
Tyres, we've got one on the hards. Matrix, the only driver in the Ferrari, gone for the white hard compound. The rest is pretty much a split. You've got the front three on the soft compound, Risa on the mediums, and Fruitful on the softs in the top 5. Then it's a medium for 5 in a row, everyone from 6th down to 10th, where Vaporizer is on the mediums, 2 on the softs, and then a medium, hard, medium, soft towards the back. So it's a mixture between softs and mediums, bar Matrix. So had a bit of a poor qualifying, didn't he, Limmy? He got a couple of invalidations on his lap time.
Yep.
He's starting 14th. Going to try and go for the long run on the hards.
So F1Destination.com do some facts about the circuits. For short track lamp, it says that the Red Bull Ring leads to tight qualifying sessions. 4 of the last 7 races, 4 of the last 7 pole positions have been decided by less than a tenth. It's the same here. Kez, they're starting to line up on the grid. I mean, it's going to be hectic. We have to keep on top of it, but do you think the championship leaders, Montana, Fruitful, etc., can work their way through and come back to the top, including Vaporizer?
No doubt when they've got talent like that, there's absolutely no doubt all they can work their way through. But I'm sure Stinson, he's got the pole, he won't want to throw it away, Limmy. So it's going to be an interesting sort of mixture here, and I'm looking forward to it.
6 weeks ago, the Austrian Grand Prix was meant to have been completed, but due to Sony connection issues, we had to rerun it on the drivers and commentators week off. We have 6 races to go after this, 6 brilliant races, and before that happens, it starts with Austria. We have 36 laps ahead of us. We're here in the Styrian Hills. It's lights out and away we go. Good start by Stinson, better start from Bolin, who's already wheel to wheel with the Alfa Romeo. Charlie moves in 3rd on his own, and 4 places for Williams come Fruitful. Montana's dropped to 7th as we head down to turn 3. Fruitful and Charlie going wheel to wheel. Risa and Calzo and Montana going wheel to wheel, but Montana's gained a little bit, and into turn 3 we go. Bolin's ahead, Stinson's in 2nd place. For Williams and Fruitful getting very close to Stinson, but having a fantastic start as him and Charlie still go wheel to wheel.
Yeah, and Paul Bicalsbury in the Alpha Tower, he's up 4 positions, a superb start from him. He started at the back, no longer at the back, he's 12th from right on the tail of the Haas driver in front of him as well. Great start for Calsbury towards the back.
As we head to turn 6, Bolin, Stinson, Fruitful, Charlie, Risa, Montana and Calzo. And Montana's been able to gain that place back into P6. Jacob, Sorensen, Vaporizer, who's in P10. Like you said, Calsbury's up 5. Not too many changes as we typically see, but Bolin is under pressure in the race lead already.
I can't take my eyes off Calsbury, he's absolutely on fire. He's now putting pressure on Vaporizer. He's breaking into that top 10. He's absolutely cruised on lap 1, and he's not stopping there.
We head on to lap 2, a great lap 1, first to last, only 5.8 seconds is the gap as we head to turn 3. No DRS yet, but has Stinson got enough slipstream to try and make a move into turn 3? Not quite, as the standings have a tiny bit of a glitch, but no overtakes I see into turn 3 for now.
There's a dive bomb from Calsbury into turn 3 there, a bit of a risky one, but it did pay off. He's into that top 10, Limmy, up 6, and now putting pressure on his teammate as well, going towards down to turn 4, and he gets it, and Calsbury's up 7 after 1.5 laps. What a superb start to the Grand Prix for him.
Incredible, and that's also dropped Vaporizer 1, but that could that have been because he's on the medium tyres? Who knows? The top 4 are the soft tyre drivers at the moment, but we know the mediums can be the optimum strategy later on. It's all playing into part for the mediums. The leaders are not pulling away too much as we head round turn 10. This is now the 3rd lap. I'm sure it will refresh. Bolin is still ahead by only a 10th, but Young Stinkson may have some DRS to use as we go down to turn 3. So 106.1 is the fastest lap at the moment. It's the lead of the Grand Prix going to change at the start of lap 3. Young Stinkson is staying behind him all of the time by a 10th, and he's going to go round the outside onto the inside, and Young Stinkson now leads the Austrian Grand Prix.
Yeah, I mentioned that Stinson didn't want to throw away his pole, and he's not throwing away all. He's battling hard at the top to keep it. Bit of an information for you towards the back. Matrix, the only driver out of the 16, starting on the hard compound. He's down 2. He's struggling on them white hards. And Alpine, the McLaren, also down 6. He started in the top 10. He's now 14th. I've had a real poor start to the race in the McLaren.
Vaporizer trying to go down on the inside of Dressé Baston. Didn't work at first. Still isn't working as the 2 go wheel to wheel, but Vaporizer has to step off, and he's down to P12 behind the Haas driver. Calsbury took a penalty after his insane start. That might have come from the amount he was pushing, but Young Stinkson has pulled a gap. Can he keep it?
Yeah, Young Stinkson with a superb start to the race. He's got that P1 back, he's setting fast laps, and he's got a 0.5 gap roughly now to Bolin, who's in 2nd. He's not throwing away that top spot all but fruitful. Up to 3rd already, Limmy. He wants that P1.
Absolutely. 3-second penalty for Jacob. Don't forget, everyone, you can do exclamation mark, warning or penalties, and the driver place, 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever, and you can see what warnings and penalties they've got, just like we can. So Calsbury and Jacob...
Yeah, Jacob's come off. Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Limmy. Turn 3, Jacob. Didn't see if he actually hit somebody or not. I assume he did. Calsbury's gone off as well, but it was Jacob in the Haas that span. I'm just going to check if he's got damage now. No, he doesn't appear to have damage to Haas driver, but he has spun, and he's gone down 3 positions.
I don't know if it's the same on yours, but Calsbury's last on my standings, and I don't know why, but he just waited for everyone to go past. So that amazing start from Calsbury has now put him last on the grid with a penalty as well. It's going to be so hard for him to come back. And just before you come in, Charlie in the Racing Point has also taken a penalty at turn 9, and Calsbury is having a mare at turn 8.
His size are freezing. I mean, he's gone from having the most incredible start to a Grand Prix. I couldn't take my eyes off him on lap 1 and lap 2, and he's now 8.8 seconds behind 15th. How it can change in final. It's a pit stop for Calsbury, the first pit stop of the day. I'll keep an eye on that.
Montana is going to come round the inside of Risa to turn number 3 on the mediums, and Montana gets removed. But is Risa going to get a good exit and try and come back? He'll have DRS. Is Risa going to try and fight back Montana down to turn 4? Why not? He's got the speed. Montana's going to try and secure the inside, and Risa tries to go round for the switcheroo, but it can't quite come off. Montana stays 5th. He's losing time to the leader.
It's a fresh set of parts for Calsbury. The Haas driver of Jacob getting past out there. Alpine struggling a lot, the McLaren. He's gone down 5 and he's not making any progress whatsoever. Jacob did cut the wall a little bit, but managed to get past him going round turn 4. Alp doesn't seem to make it any time at all, and will soon be under pressure from Thomas in the Williams.
So we've got a front 4 here who look very, very close. Then we've got the 3 medium drivers behind. People were saying in the chat before the stream, a medium hard, soft hard, soft medium, loads of different options in the stream I saw. Sorensen, is he going to make a move past Calzo? He is, but Calzo's going to come back. What an exit on the medium compound, and there's a bit of a wheel bang between Calzo and Sorensen, maybe a bit of rivalry here as they go wheel to wheel down to turn 3, but Sorensen has come back. Calzo is going to go for a switcheroo, but it can't quite pay off, but he does have DRS. But here comes Dressé Basson as well. 3 cars who want to take that 7th place into turn 4. I think Calzo is going to be the favourite, but Sorensen on his contested speed debut, he's going to fight it back as they head round to turn 6.
Yeah, Calzo locked up a bit there into turn 4. Let Sorensen get the position, keep the position, should I say, and that brings Basson in again. But Calzo did really well originally. He got past Sorensen, looked like he got away, and then lost it. But he did lock up going into turn 4. and I expect Basson on the straight to make a move for that P8 position.
Absolutely, so do I, and it's soft tyres versus mediums. I feel sorry for Cowles at the minute. He's stuck there, the only medium tyre. But how quick do the softs wear? Is there going to be an overtake on the pit lane straight? No, there isn't. I thought there was going to be. Probably could have done it. So Jesse Basson's going to concentrate on the better exit. The only problem for him is the cow in front does have DRS as well. But is it going to be enough for Jesse Basson to make a move on Calzo for P8? They both go wheel to wheel, but Calzo steps off, drops in behind, and Sorensen, Jesse Basson, Calzo is now the new order.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it, until Basson got that position into turn one. I thought he might have had it into turn one. The problem for him was that Calzo had the DRS as well, which made it a little bit more difficult. Jesse Basson locks with it into turn 4. Calzo can't really capitalise on it though, and the Red Bull stays 9th. He's 0.4 seconds clear of the Mercedes of Vaporizer.
Stream quality is beautiful. Thank you. I hope you don't
Conzo, Limmy! Oh, Conzo on turn 6 nearly lost it. He's touching the curb, so that brings Jacob into the equation a little bit as well. Thought for a second there that Conzo in the Red Bull had just lost it and was going to go into the wall, but he did save it.
Good. I'm happy he saved it. On board with Vaporizer, who's looking for a move. He's already going to do it before turn 1, and that's because Calzo has some damage to his front right end plate. I didn't notice. Did it come up on the task? I'll check in a second. Thank you to 50, 60 of you all watching. It's been a crazy race so far. It's actually been one of the best race starts in the 12, 13 weeks I've done here, and we still don't know who's going to have a go at winning this race. But what I do know is that Bolin has got past Stinson whilst we was looking at Vaporizer's overtake, and we've got a new race leader for the 3rd or 4th time in 8 laps.
I'm trying to keep an eye on this midfield battle, and it's getting very, very tasty indeed. Jacob gets past Conzo, and Conzo is really struggling every time he goes round turn 4. I'm not sure what it is, but he seems to lock up every single time he goes round turn 4. And that what that has done now, it's brought in Alp, the McLaren driver, mentioned him earlier, down 5 positions.
Stinson! Oh, he nearly lost it at turn 9. That could have been a 200 mile an hour crazy crash, but he saved it. Sorry to interrupt, but he got a fantastic exit from turn 10. He probably took a warning for it, but if he gets a good exit at turn 1, he might have a go at Bolin. Bolin's got a lot of battery to use, deciding not to use it. He might have conceded the place to Stinson if he's going to have a go, but he's too far behind. I'll keep an eye on it.
On board without the McLaren driver. I thought for a minute he may have got an opportunity to get Conzo going around turn 10, but he got a pretty poor exit. Now going towards turn 3 again. He's got DRS, but Conzo's got DRS on Jacob, so it's like Alp's going to stay in 13th for now. Getting DRS again on Conzo, but I think it won't be enough because once again Conzo's got DRS. It's DRS train at the moment, Limmy, and Alp stays 13th, but on the tail of Conzo going towards turn 4.
Hello Chris Logan, hello Spider-Man, hello Joel Granger, thank you guys, the stream, yeah, it looks good doesn't it, since I got an Ethernet cable. So Bolin's still ahead, we're about to head on to lap 10, not even a third of the way through yet, and there's been so much action. A couple of penalties are starting to wiggle their way through now. Of course we had the task system to tell us the penalties. Also we have the game now to tell us the penalties, so if we're in urgent need we'll be able to find out. A nice battle at the back as between 5 cars, and then you've got the 4 cars at the front as well, Bowen, Stinson, Fruitful and Charlie.
Yeah, it's exciting as a front look. I'm doing my best to keep an eye on the back because there's so many little battles at the back that you seem to miss out on. Here's Jacob, DRS, and a pretty routine overtake going past turn 2 on the Red Bull driver, and Jacob, the Haas driver, moving into the top 10 for now, but he's under pressure from not one Red Bull driver, but 2 Red Bull drivers. Calzo 11th, Conzo 12th respectively.
So the Red Bull ring is it's given an 11 and a 12 for Red Bull at the moment, so hopefully they can come back and show us why it's the Red Bull ring. Montana still in 5th place, a little bit behind the leader, but of course he'll have the better tyres later on. Blisters starting to show on the front right of Bowen's tyre. What a view that is, by the way. Okay, never mind, the camera changed, but it's a nice camera view as they come round turn number 10, and the top 3 have no penalties at the moment. But is Stinson gonna have a go here down to turn 3 for the overtake on the lead? Has a quick overtake at the back maybe?
It's a pit stop for Cowley. I mean, that is why he's had enough of the
hold
medium
up!
tyres.
It's Bolin and Stinson time for another retake of the leader of the Austrian Grand Prix. Round the outside, down to the inside. Stinson is now ahead, but Bolin is going to try and come straight back down to turn 4 with some DRS. Is it going to be a wheel-to-wheel battle, or is Bolin going to wait till maybe next lap? He's going to wait till next lap, and Stinson is back in the lead.
Quick pit update if you limit Calzo, the Red Bull. We mentioned the Red Bulls just then. Calzo pitted, not just a normal pit stop. He also goes for a fresh wing as well. So clearly incident involving Calzo early on. Looked like he was struggling a little bit on the mediums. He's onto the hard. He's down 8 for now. He's a man who started in the top 10. He's down by 8, but it's a fresh set of hards for Calzo. It's only him and Calsbury that have pitted so far out of the 16 drivers.
So it's very rare to see, but after lap 11, as Thomas picked up a penalty, the gap from 1st to 14th is less than 14 seconds. It's less than a second gap between 14 cars. It's insane. And now, after this lap, we'll be a third of the way through. A long way to go, and the leaders keep swapping. Is Montana getting closer to the leader? 4.2 seconds. He's going to have to gain that back to try and retake the lead later on.
Alp's trying his best to break into that top 10 and get past Jacob, but his exits in turn 10 and turn 1 especially are letting him down. He's got DRS here going round turn 3, but again he's just falling short with his exits. They're letting him down, and that's giving Jacob an opportunity to pull away. Alp is down 3 at the moment. He's outside that top 10, but he is piling pressure on Jacob. DRS again now going towards turn 4, but again he's just going to fall short. It's going to be a patient game here for Alp behind the Haas of Jacob. And eventually, I would imagine he's going to get that P10.
So Dresse Basson is trying to catch the new driver, Sorensen. Reeser is absolutely keeping up with Montana at this point. It's within 6 tenths within DRS, keeping within that gap. And Montana's literally carrying Reeser to the top 4, maybe a little bit later on. I think Montana's just turned up the pace a little bit. All the softs are starting to die. It was 4.3, gap 4.0 now.
Basson, the Haas driver, had a bit of a sticky moment going around turn 9. He lost his traction, and he was like Bambi on ice, and he managed to rescue it just, but it nearly ended in tears for Basson going around turn 9.
Just seen a 9.
Really, Alpon Jacob, sorry to interrupt, Alpon Jacob, maybe his moment. 4, but Jacob holds on, does he go wheel to wheel? And at the moment, Alp remains behind Jacob. It's frustrating for him. DRS again, though, you'd imagine he may get an opportunity here to get past him. He goes on the outside of him, going around turn 4 now. And again, Jacob holds on. Alp doesn't seem to want to get that top 10 at the moment, but he's getting closer and closer to limit. Wheel to wheel again. But Jacob's on the inside of the... What did it touch then? There's damage limit. There's damage, and there's damage to the left end plate of Alp. So, pushed it too hard. Damage to him.
It always looked very close all the way from turn 3 round to turn 6. Reese has picked up a penalty. That might slow his progress at the end of the race. The softs are starting to die because the leader gap for Montana is now 3.2. It was 4.0, so we'll see what happens in regards to that. A couple of pit stops are being made. The stream is just loading on my end, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's just come back. I'll just refresh it. I want to make sure it's all good. Yeah, I think we're all good. Brilliant. Right, sorry about that. Stinson is in the lead. Bolin, Fruitful and Charlie. Then come the 2 medium drivers that will be able to pit later. Sorensen will be due a pit stop as well. The mediums can obviously go quite a bit. We've got Calzo on the hards from early on. So was Cowsbury. Lots of penalties are starting to show. And once the first lot of pit stops have been done, especially by the soft drivers, we'll get a better idea of who's in the better position.
Yeah, a couple of pit updates for you. Basson in the Haas. See, he had that bit of a sticky moment a lap ago. Clearly, he was having enough of them tyres. He's on fresh mediums, and we noticed that Alp got a bit of damage last lap. He's in 15th now, gone for a fresh set of hards. There's now 4 drivers out of the 16 that have pitted. As you can see, there's 4 more pitting now.
Yeah, pit stop being used a little bit on board with Bolin. We got an on-board view of a pit stop. I didn't even know you could do that. And he has come out in front. It's for Williams having to wait. Has there just been a swap? I think Fruitful has just been put out behind Charlie. Unless there was damage or someone had a penalty or something. Charlie's overtaken Fruitful in the pit. Sorensen is on his way out now. He'll have Dresse Basson behind him, but he should just stay in front. Fruitful has lost a place in the pits.
Yeah, he has Conzo on the 40 lap old mediums under pressure from Thomas and the Williams. I thought for a minute then, going round turn 3, that he may have got him, but Conzo in 6th, holds on for now. But as you can see, the top of the grid now are mainly dominated by people that haven't pitted yet. Stinson on the old softs now, it's only a matter of time until he gets into the pit, surely.
So according to TAS, no one on track right now has wing damage. And Stinson's tyres were 67, 65, 73 and 71%. So he's absolutely abused them. Montana's tyres are 56 highest and Reese's is 60 highest. So the mediums will be thinking about pitting soon. Those soft tyres have done 15 laps, plus an out lap, quit lap in... Oh no, they didn't. They were brand new, weren't they? Because of a full wet quali. So that means if Montana and the medium gang want to use the soft, they need to try and get to 20, really, to do 16 laps.
From Charlie. It could be in trouble from Charlie going round to turn 3. He's in trouble from Charlie, and Charlie Moon has got in front of Stinson, or has he? Stinson fights back, but Charlie Moon gets the position, and Stinson, who did come out ahead of Charlie, now goes behind him.
And that's a move for the position in the Grand Prix, right at the front of each three, first, second and third. That extra lap he did on those softs has put him behind the current top 2. Charlie does, of course, have a penalty. I believe everyone's penalties are 3 seconds, except Cowsby, who is 6. The only good thing for Stinson now is that he's got a lap extra of tyre wear, technically. He'll have 2% newer tyres, and let's hope he can use it later on. Fruitful's coming in as well. So the top 2, really, Stinson and Fruitful, have lost their positions.
The penalty for the McLaren of Alp. He is currently 15th, fresh set of hards for him. On Mother Matrix, he was the only driver to start on the hard compound, still on the hard compound, 16 laps in. In the top 6 for now, obviously, because due to pit stops, and he's closing the gap on Thomas. Connor's in big trouble here, not just from Thomas, but from Matrix as well. Definitely wants to keep an eye on for 3 drivers that are yet to pit.
Yeah, they're making way down to turn 4, and Conso's staying ahead for them. I went Thomas with a penalty, and if they did pit, they're probably going to come out 14th, 13th, 14th, so they got a lot of work to do, including Thomas. Bolin is leading the pack of 4. It's been a mix between him and Stinson on leading the Grand Prix so far. Sync lights out, and for now Stinson finds himself in a middle of 2 cars, and one of them he needs to desperately get past, and that's the racing point, and he'll be looking to do that. But Fruitful will be looking to win this Grand Prix as well. He's looked quick in the wet qualifying, he's looking quick in the dry too.
Yeah, it's exciting that 19 laps into the Grand Prix you've got 4 drivers that are fighting for a race win. It's incredible. He definitely wants to keep eye on Fruitful. Does need to get his foot down a little bit. He was on the hard compound, but he seems to have losing a little bit of ground between the top 3. Not ground-breaking by any means, but he's losing a little bit as Stinson gets past Charlie Moon, and he may get past Bolin as well. It could be a double overtake for Stinson. It is a double overtake. Where has that come from? And he now leads the Grand Prix, technically speaking, without pit stops. That was incredible limit. And also, Fruitful's gained on Charlie Moon, but Stinson came from absolutely nowhere there. And here comes Fruitful on Charlie as well. And he holds on just, does he? No, he does it on the inside, and Charlie Moon's lost 2 positions. He's down to 10th. Incredible bit of racing there, but fair play to Stinson, that came from nowhere.
That's one of the best double
overtakes. Oh, Charlie! Oh, he nearly spun, and he's lost a lot of time there, Limmy. A lot of time. Lost traction going around turn 6. Nearly spun. Lost a lot of time.
Good spot. That's one of the best double overs. I wasn't looking at it. You probably noticed I didn't pick it up. I was on the task system, and then I saw Simpson just like Mario Kart rocketing through the Bolin and Charlie at the time. Like you said, Charlie's dropped more, and he's got a penalty too. Don't forget, it's not just a 4-way fight. It's probably a 6-7-way fight, because Montana and Risa, maybe a 6-way fight, have yet to pit, and they'll be on soft tyres at the end. They're due next lap or the lap after probably. Thomas might be able to have a go at Conzo. Looks like he got a good exit out of 3. Not good enough. Conzo stays in 4th place. They've got pit stops due. I believe everyone 7th and downwards won't need to pit again, maybe even including Cowsby.
One thing I mentioned before the race started was, can Stinson hold on to his P1? He get a lot of pressure from a lot of the big drivers behind him, a lot of drivers that
he got
used
a pressure
to be
from the people in the stream as well.
Of course, yeah, exactly. A lot of people doubted him and said, can he do it? You know, he's a driver that's not been on the pole before. He's not even in the top 10 in the standings limit. Charlie Moon gets another penalty, it's going to put him in a bit of trouble. His race is starting to die down a little bit, Limmy. 1.1 seconds behind Fruitful now. A couple of little errors. This is a man that we were talking about leading a minute ago in terms of people who haven't pitted. He's now... There's a yellow flag.
With the Haas driver. With the Haas, see if you can find out who it is. It's Jesse Basson. No, Jesse Basson. And into turn 1. Now, young Stinson has caught up with the not really backmarkers, but people who haven't pitted yet. And that also means that he may be delayed. We've seen in previous races, as he gets super close to the gearbox of Matrix, we've seen in previous races that it can affect the order of the leaders who are trying to win the race if they come up to people at the back, because they're not blue flagged and they have a chance to race. Someone's gone off outside the pit lane exit, and I think it's an AlphaTauri driver, but this is just delaying Stinson Bolling through from Charlie. And I'm guessing Montana's realised this by looking at the map. He's probably thinking of taking a pit stop.
What a superb overtake by Jacob down towards the bottom of the grid. Jacob on the inside of Calzo, going around turn 3. Bit of a difficult one to do, but I tell you what, it made it look easy. That was superb from Jacob. He goes into 13th, past the Red Bull of Calzo on the old hards.
Montana and Risa have taken a pit stop because they're fully aware that the leaders who they will be fighting with later on, we're in for a cracking end to a race, ladies and gentlemen. All the people that say Montana's going to come through and win, watch this space. He may not do, and young Stinson is going to have to try and get past Matrix here, or it's going to cost him time because Bolling's catching up too. Thomas goes down on the inside. It's getting rather complicated for Stinson because he knows a race win is up for grabs, but he's got 3 cars in front of him that he can't quite get past, and he doesn't want to overwear his tyres because they've got to go to the end of a race. And also in front of them there are racing battles. Matrix getting past Conzo there, and now Stinson going round to the exit of turn 5. Cowsbridge retired in the pits, not the best race start. Stinson's going down on the inside of a Ferrari. Now is he able to pull away from Bowen as we head round turn 7?
Yeah, Calsbury retires. What a superb start to the Grand Prix he had as well. Calsbury he was excellent, and he's the first one to retire. But a quick mention on this incredible battle here. There's a pit stop for Conzo, I think, because he slammed on. But this has brought Charlie Moon back into it a little bit, Limmy, as well, because he's got a free track at the moment. These are all battling. Charlie Moon was in a bit of trouble. DRS here again. I mean, it's a DRS train at the moment, isn't it? Every single person's getting DRS. It's incredible. But Charlie Moon's right back in the fight, Limmy. It looked like he may have been in a bit of trouble. This has suited him down to the ground.
We need 2 overtakes here. We need Bolling to get past Matrix and Stinson to get past Thomas. The first one I said has been done. Is Stinson going to go down on the inside of Cops Thomas? Yes, he is. And Thomas tries to go for a switcheroo. So the 2 cars that needed to get past, they have. But Bolling also needs to get past Thomas. He flies past on the hard compound tyre, and the top 2 are back where they were. And is Fruitful going to be let past by his teammate? Very tactical he is. Montana has come out of nowhere on the soft tyres, and this is what the medium and hard drivers didn't want, is for him to come back this early, and he has done.
Yeah, I was watching Montana Limmy throughout the whole battle, and it was incredible. He just waved through drivers for fun. He's absolutely took off on the softs, and Bolling's in a lot of trouble here from Montana. He's definitely the one to watch. Everyone that's saying Montana could come back and win, there's a long way to go here, but he's setting some incredible pace now on them softs.
So the other drivers pit, and it's cost Bolling and Stinson being behind all of those quite a lot, to be honest, and it's a 1 minute 5.454 for Montana's fastest lap, and Bowen and Stinson are going to have to drive their hearts out to allow the softs to die off before their tyres come quicker. Risa has got past Matrix, who hasn't decided to pit on those hards. Probably is the time to pit, Mr. Matrix, for some soft tyres. Can Bowen and Stinson stay ahead of Montana, or if they can't, for as long as they can, to let those soft tyres wear off?
Yeah, Matrix really struggling on them old hards now. I'm surprised he's not pitting myself. He's losing positions of fun. He wasn't a bit of a battle, wasn't he, towards the front just then. He's losing out a lot now, and Charlie Moon gaining on him as well.
Montana's going on the inside of turn 7. Is Fruitful, sorry, Bolling going to stick it in. We're going to go wheel to wheel, but Bolling has no grip, and Montana's now into 2nd place, and he's still in DRS zone of Stinson. And now I think, why didn't the other drivers do the optimum strategy? But also, how long did they get held up behind the people he didn't pit? It's a 105.3 for Risa. Can he come through and try and catch Montana? We know how quick Risa's been. I'm pretty sure he won Monaco, didn't he? Unless I'm getting my facts wrong. So can Risa catch up to Montana? It's a 104.5, track evolution coming in a little bit, and Risa behind Fruitful looking for an overtake. Risa's moving his way through on the soft tyres. Is the optimum strategy for Montana and Risa going to play dividends? And is Montana going to get in the lead of the Grand Prix into turn 4? He is, and Montana in the Mercedes now leads the Grand Prix.
It's like taking candy from a baby for Montana. He's absolutely waltzing through with no issues at all. The fastest lap now goes to vaporise limit. He just set it. Risa got the fastest lap. About 5 seconds later, the Mercedes of Vaporizer got it. He currently leads in terms of fastest lap. He's also on the new softs. Bit of distance behind. He's definitely one to look out for over the next few laps. He's going to make... Oh, and there you go. Commentator's curse. He gets himself a penalty.
Just get himself a penalty, and Vaporizer, not the race he would have wanted at all. And on board with Risa, really, because the chances are Montana probably will pull away here before as his tyres are quite new. Can Risa get through this pack and try and push Montana to the end? Jacob picked up a penalty in 11th. Here's Risa then on Fruitful, left hand side. Not even a question from the exit speed you can get on those tyres. Now he hunts down the McLaren of Bowen, then Stinson, and we could have the optimum strategy getting a 1-2 here at the Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, Bowen's going to be in trouble with these old hearts. I know he can set incredible pace, but you've got someone like Risa and even Montana that are near you on the fresh softs. It's no question that he's going to get past you. I mean, Risa's got towards the back of Bowen now. Within 5-10 seconds he's going to be past him. And Bowen's going to really struggle now on the old hards, especially battling towards the front with these drivers that are on the softs. Vaporizer is making moves still, Limmy, on the new softs. He's 0.6 behind... Oh, sorry, he's just overtaken Basson, sorry. He was behind him a minute ago. Into the top 8 now is Vaporizer. He's one of the few drivers that has got a penalty, and that could play a factor at the end of the race.
It could. Can we have some off-board, please? Wizard, just for you, of course you can. You know that's not how I operate, but just for you, you can have some off-board. Bolin, Risa, and Fruitful. In the top 3, in the 3rd to 5th, apologies, Charlie's still sticking there, just got a penalty, and on Sorensen's debut, will he be able to stay there and compete? Where's Bowen here? Someone's going wheel to wheel. It's Stinson and Bolin, and Stinson still stays 2nd place, and Risa's trying to get involved as well. Just enough track. Risa needs to get into 2nd place. Is he going to do a double dive bomb? No, he's going to do a single one and go on the inside as much as he can. Bolin can't keep up with the traction the softs have, and Risa is now within 2 tenths of Stinson, and the Alfa Romeo driver probably is going to let his teammate pass as quickly as possible. Yeah,
Bolin did his best there, told Risa if he gave him as less room as he could. But with them fresh softs, I said it earlier, it's going to be a matter of time until he gets past him. Bolin, to be fair, did defend very well as he could have done, really. But Risa flies past him, and Alfa's looking in a really healthy position at the moment, both inside the top 3. As you mentioned, Limmy, though, Risa probably should get past Stinson very soon due to the tyres.
So we've got a nice view from the teleheli as we of the grandstands, which obviously weren't filled this year, but we should be next year by a little bit anyway. Here comes Risa, easy overtake past his teammate. The driver on the debut, Mr. Sorensen, has a 3-second penalty, so he's going to have to get past Charlie on track for that to count. Risa is ahead of his teammate, which means he's now got 2.7 seconds to try and catch Montana, but he's got a penalty too, so a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned Fruity for a bit, Lim. He's in a similar position as Bolin, isn't he? Both on the old hards now. Both still up there, both setting some great times, but just struggling a little bit now on the hards, and you're going to get to the point, you feel, where they're going to drop off, and you're not really going to mention. I hope that's not the case. I hope they can get back up there, but on the old hards, you're going to struggle, aren't you? When you've got people, I said, like Montana, like Risa, that are on the new softs, and you're on the old hards, despite, you can be the best driver in the world, and you're going to struggle. Due to your tyres. Fruitful has got the RS8, but so have the rest of them. So that's been his problem for a lot of the race, that he struggled to make a lot of ground up.
But what we do have is a no penalty fight for the last podium place. Because you've got stints on mediums going to degrade a little bit faster than the hards, but you've got the hards of Bolin, hards of Fruitful, no penalties. And that's a proper fight for the podium. Risa's managing to keep the distance to Montana, but all it takes is a safety car, and it can all change. No safety cars, no VSCs. It's been extremely clean tonight, and Cowsby retired in the pits after what Kez describes as a sensational start, and then something happened.
Yeah, superb start. He was up 7 after 2 laps, I believe, and he was flying. But we've seen it before in other leagues, we've seen it in this league where you can start really well, but don't matter how you start, it's how you finish. And he was really, really poor after that good start. Konzo struggling a little bit. We haven't mentioned it for a bit. The gaps towards the back end have quietened down a little bit after superb battles for the first half of the race. They've started to quieten down a little bit now. Konzo is 12th at the moment, closing on Jacob, and he's another one on them fresh softs now. He's not out of the question for a top 10. His teammate, the one at the moment that's got the top 10. Thomas is in that battle as well, and he's got a penalty. Oh, Konzo's not got a penalty. Oh, he has now. There's the commentator's curse again. Konzo gets himself a penalty, and there's not many drivers left now that haven't got a penalty. Konzo gets onto that train. He's battling for a top 10. And on them new softs, it's not out of the question.
Thank you so much to Clausen for subscribing to the Twitch channel from the lads at Contest of Speed. Thank you for your support, but before I go into that, Bolin is going to try and take the final podium place round the outside of turn number 4, and I think he's got it done. Is Stinson going to try and come back through turn 6? It's not going to happen. In comes Fruitful now too.
Yeah, thought I might have got a bit of a Hamilton Albon moment then for a second. They got very, very close. But gave each other a lot of respect there. Bolin not letting go of them old RT. He wants a podium, but Stinson, don't forget, he started on pole. To start on pole and not get a podium would be massively disappointing for him. The problem he's got now is Fruitful's on his case as well.
Vaporizer doing the Bottas role and struggling to overtake where teammate Montana got through traffic easy. It was incredibly easy for Montana to just scoot through that traffic. Montana was 4.2 behind the leader. By the time he came out the pits, he was less than a second. So all that holding up by the back markers literally ruined Stinson. Would Montana have caught 4 seconds up? Yes, but he would have caught...
Stinson limit inside of Stinson, sorry for interrupting. Lemire Fruitful gets past Stinson, and the man who started on pole is down to 5th. The inside there, Fruitful, going round turn 4. I said he was under pressure for him. He's now behind him, and the man who started on pole isn't even in the top 4 anymore. His race is falling to pieces a little bit.
Yeah, crazy. And what would have happened if the backmarkers weren't where they were, and young Stinson would have been 4.5 seconds ahead of Montana, because that battle would have been going on about now. So it would have been a completely different story, but unfortunately it's part of racing. If you catch up to the people who haven't pitted, unlucky. Thank you, by the way. I saw 74 people watching a minute ago. That's incredible. That's the highest, one of the highest we've had in the past couple of weeks. So maybe it's because Jack Prentice isn't here. Sorry, Jack, if you're watching. But thank you so much. It means a lot, and it lets us enjoy this. We're having great fun. We're watching great racers on a great track battle it out. And so are you guys. I see the stream is bugging a little bit. Let me know if it is.
Quick mention towards the battle towards the back limit for the final point positions. We've got a Haas Red Bull, and the Williams all battling from 9th upwards. Speaking of the battle for 9th, Calzo gets a pretty routine overtake past Baton. He gets 9th for now, but he's under pressure again. We've got a 5-way battle here for the 2-point position. 3 of these drivers aren't going to get anything tonight at this rate, but they're battling for them points for the moment. It's Calzo and Basson. But the likes of Jacob, Konzo and Thomas in the Williams are all hungry for them spots, and with Thomas and Konzo on the softs, them softs are starting to degrade a little bit now, and out of nowhere, to be fair, Calzo's got a good lead there over the couple of them, and it's the 2 last drivers that have swapped over. Jacob into 10th, Basson goes really wide and loses not 1 but 2 spots, and it's time to pit for Basson, and his top 10 battle looks to be over.
Konzo went wide, getting a penalty for... I just clocked that Risa has a 6-second penalty, which means he would finish 5th, and Stinson Fruitful Bonin would move up 1. I didn't tell you, Kez, but at Contest of Speed, we always interview the podiums drivers after the race.
Okay.
And they're always willing to do it, which is great. So at the moment, the podium is Montana, Bowen and Fruitful. 3 people that love an Bowen and Fruitful and Montana. 3 people that love an interview. Montana, who features on them quite a lot, and probably will feature him tonight if he doesn't make a catastrophic mistake. I've also clocked that Charlie's got 9 seconds of penalties, which would drop him to 12th.
I was just going to mention Charlie, funny enough, I was watching him then as you were speaking. 9 seconds of penalties. This is the man that was fighting up there for first.
Yes!
He was in that 4-way battle.
Definite podium.
For first. He's now down 5 in 8th place and got 9 seconds penalties. As it stands, as Limmy said, he's getting nothing. F1 can change dramatically within a matter of laps. This is the guy that was challenging for a first, if not a pretty much, guaranteed top 4. He's now getting nothing at the moment, and that's why you love F1, don't you? Because it can change in a matter of seconds, and he's in big trouble with them penalties. And as you said, Vaporizer on the old soft, closing on Sorensen a little bit. He's up to 7th now, to be fair to him, but another one that's got penalties. Only 3 seconds for him, to be fair, but he's got penalties, and not many haven't now. There's only 6 that haven't got penalties now, 5 that haven't got penalties. There's another penalty there for you. Basson gets one, he's last at the moment on the fresh softs.
Yes, 3 cars having a little battle down to turn 4. Calzo, Jacob, Conzo fighting for 2 of the 3 available points positions for those places. So that might get interesting with penalties. Vaporizer goes a little bit wide on the curve, probably got a warning for that. He is on 10 laps off, so they started to probably have degraded by this point. You can see there's literally no shine to him, and he's trying to overtake the debut driver for 6th place. They've both got 3 seconds apiece, so this will be a track position overtake, and he may have a pretty good effort. Gonna have a good effort in trying to get past him down to turn 3. However, Fruitful is closing on Bolin. That can wait a second. Is Vaporizer gonna make a move for the 8-point place in P6 round the outside, using as much gear as possible? Sorensen gives him a run for his money, and didn't really push him wide. I just think he couldn't get the steering lock.
Yeah, the battle for top 10 is Jacob on Conzo, and Jacob gets it with a touch. They may have been damaged Conzo there, he may have just got away with it, but regardless, Jacob into the top 10 for now. I was about to mention the top 10 battle. Jacob, Conzo and Thomas all battling their hearts out for this last point. That's how much a point means to these drivers. That goes to show the quality that they have, because they're battling for 1 point, and it's incredible racing. Jacob gets it for now. Obviously not including penalties. I don't have a clue what penalties are like. I'm not even going to check them. I'm going to wait till the end. But Jacob leads in the battle for top 10 for now. Conzo loses out. Thomas not far behind either. Matrix was up there. He seems to have lost that a little bit now, and he's 1.4 behind Thomas on the 9-lap old top. So I don't really mention the Ferrari driver Matrix tonight. He started on the hard compound, never really got anywhere, to be fair to him, and he sat in 13th.
All the people fighting for top 10 have 6 seconds, except Charlie that has 9, and Thomas is not there. So that's they're all literally on the same pen. So that is for a track place. We have 1 more lap after this to go, and it's been without safety cars. It's been absolutely superb. Kez?
Amazing, man. I'm so Conzo! There's a voice break, but it's worth it, because there's the battle for top 10. They have absolutely battled their hearts out, and that suits Jacob down to the ground limit, because when Conzo went off, Thomas got stuck behind him. He braked really quick to avoid contact, and that has suited the hearts of Jacob down to the ground. His top 10 looks pretty much set in stone now, with just over a lap to go, but Conzo's race is over, ends in tears, going round turn 3, and that also means Thomas now is probably out of the top 10 race as well.
Wow. And that's it's such a shame, because even though it was such a good fight for P10, but he's just lost it. And is Bolin gonna have a go on the final lap for 2nd place into turn 3? Reese is gonna try and defend it as best as he possibly can. Bolin to the inside. Fruitful's getting involved as well. The fight for the top 2, and Fruitful has got past Reese, who's lost 2 positions in 1 corner. And is Bolin in trouble? Not quite.
What a battle. We're still battling to the last lap. This is absolutely insane racing. One of the best races I've ever commentated on, hands down. From the first lap to the last lap, we've had drama upon drama. A clean race, a fair race, and a superb race. And I'll let you take it over, Limmy, for the last turn.
Yes, from the optimum strategy, starting 5th in quali, dropping to 6 on Lights Out, then coming back to 5th, then the others getting held up. He's coming round turn 10, and in 15 races, he's won 11 of them. He wins the Austrian Grand Prix, and Bolin and Fruitful get on the podium as well. The Alfa Romeo swap because of Reese's penalty, and Montana's teammate is going to cross the line in 6th place. He got past the debutant with 2 or 3 laps to go, and Sorensen gets a very respectable 7th place. Charlie drops to 9th, Calzo moves up to 8th, and Charlie, is he going to drop out the points? Not quite, and Matrix, with no penalties, pushes Jacob out of the points to take 8th place.
Charlie 0.005 keeps him 10th.
Whoa!
Which is incredible. But what has happened to Charlie? 10th place. The driver day goes to Matrix, which we didn't really commentate much on Matrix. He started on the hard compound, didn't really get anywhere, but Charlie Moon will be disappointed about him. He up in that battle for a top at first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he comes 10th.
I bet Montana can't really dance like that. So that is, I mean, that was crazy. We'll wait for the final race standings. And to be fair, I didn't really see any incidents. I don't think anything will change. It was really, really clean. We had a Cowsby go out on the first lap because he had a bit of a nightmare. I think it was self-inflicted. Could be wrong. And then we had one person last. Was it Cows or?
Yeah.
With a Red Bull on turn 3. The fastest lap. Sorry?
No, go on.
The fastest lap goes to Vaporizer with a 104.3. Look at that. From first to, what? I don't know, pick a number. I don't know, first to, let's go 13th was only 30 seconds. How often do you see that after a 40-minute race? 6 on the grid to first Montana. Bowen gets on the podium. I'll invite them very quickly into the interviews. Fruitful. Stinson gets a 4th place. So does Rita with a 5th. Sorensen on his debut 11th to 7th. Matrix 14th to 8th with no penalties. The only man below 5th place to not get any penalties. Well done. And the Red Bull got some points at the Red Bull Ring. And that was 40 minutes. 36 laps of Austria in 40 minutes. That was how quick it was. Because if you could do like a personal summary of what you think while I invite the drivers, that'd be great. Yeah, it was.
Normally, I let Jack sort of focus on the front, and I like to look at the midfield and towards the back, and I was really impressed with the racing. Everyone, really. Like we said, very, very clean race, very enjoyable race, and yeah, superb.
So, Kez, what me and Jack do is, so if you ask any question you want about something that happened in the race or how they feel about the race went or whatever, if you ask 2 questions, I ask 2 questions, and we'll do all 3 drivers, and then I'll do a summary. That's
okay.
How the stuff goes. We'll wait till they're all in. I believe Fruitful is here. Hello. We'll give you an interview. Just gonna wait to see if the other 2 are coming. I'll just ask. Here's Bowen and Montana. Nice. I'll let them roll in. Bowen, Montana, can you hear me? Great. Right, Kez, if you want to start with Fruitful with 2 questions.
With the pressure of not getting a penalty, because a lot of them did.
Well, at the end of the day, you just have to get it out of your mind. Focus on the driving, not on not getting penalties. So it's important to just have confidence while driving and don't make stupid mistakes. Just go and drive.
Spot on. Perfect.
Fruitful, welcome back again. Well
Thank
done,
you.
sir. 16 race starts, 10 podiums. That's a pretty good record. Now, tonight, we had I was saying in the stream, there was a point where you were going onto the softs, mediums or whatever it was, the second part of the strategy, and you were held up by the people who started on the mediums or hards. Now, at the end of the race, the gap was only 3 or 4 seconds to the leader. Do you think if Stinson and Bolin and you were not held up by that pack, would you have finished higher?
No, I don't think so. Montana got held up as well. He got to the back quite well, but everyone got held up. So everyone had equal chances to overtake, so I don't think so.
No problem. How was the race from your perspective? For us as commentators, it was 40 minutes of fast-paced action, something happening every lap, chaos. What about you?
Start the hard stints was really stressful. I think I had to push to get by what is it called, Young Stinson, and stay with Bolin and all that. So that was stressful. For the rest, it was just confident driving and yeah, quite relaxing actually.
Good man. Well, your average points per race was 14.73, and you got another 15. So I'm guessing it's staying the same.
Brilliant.
If you, I know you like to stay in after and have a chat, so I'd love you to do that with us. We'll move on to Bolin. Are you here?
Yeah,
Sir,
yes.
well done. That's 11
Thank you.
race starts and 6 podiums. A podium every 2 races. Pretty good record. Kez, your question.
Yeah, very quickly before we ask the question, just make sure you're on the game and not on a party or anything, because people saying they can't hear you.
Yeah.
Right, spot on. Bolin, well done, mate, for tonight. Just a quick one from me. How did you find being on the hards? Because it looked like there was a stage in the race where it looked like he was really struggling. Not really struggling, but with a couple of lads being on the softs. How did you keep up the pressure being on the hards?
Yeah, but I already did the league race on Austria, and it was the same strategy on the softs and the hard, so I was pretty confident with that strategy, so I had no stress or something with the strategy.
And how did you find the race?
It was a pretty good race, pretty exciting, because we were with 4 people in a DRS train, but yeah, then Montana had a great strategy, so yeah, that's disappointing for us, but it's really good for him.
Yeah, well done, very well done.
Bolin, do you think it was pace or strategy that would have won the race tonight?
Both.
Both. And is that typical of every race, or?
Yeah, every race. Every race is just, if you have good strategy but no pace, it doesn't matter. It's not good for you. So you need the both.
So 2 Dutch drivers on the podium. Love to see it. Stinson's Dutch as well. So well done to you three, if Stinson's still listening on the stream. Bolin, we saw you make one of the best double overtakes I've ever seen. If you can remember it, can you just talk us through it?
Whoa, do I remember it?
It was going to turn
so,
3, I believe, and you bombed past 2 people, and it was just after the pit stop. If you remember it, maybe you don't.
No.
Alright, I'm going to clip it and send it you.
Okay.
It was insane.
Good,
I'll ask you a bonus question. Next race is Japan. What do we think about it, and what do you think is going to happen, and in terms of yourself?
I like Japan a lot. I did already a race there against Montana, but I made the wrong strategy. So now I know which strategy I can do. So let's see what happens.
Cool. Before you go, Bolin, I have a stat that I'm going to make you go off with a smile with. Okay. So you and Montana have the same average position. Even though Montana's done more racing, you've done less, it still works out the same. So bring your pad or wheel and everything and give us a good push with Montana in Japan.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Good man. I'll see you next week, and I believe in you.
Yes, for sure.
Good man. Take care.
Thanks.
Kez, Montana.
Yes, Montana, good evening to you, mate. Well done for tonight. Just a quick one for me, really, was how did you deal with the soft? Because you went onto the softs, and I saw you go through at least about 4 or 5 cars, just breeze past them, really. Was you a bit like, scared of doing that in case you got contact, or did you just, think, I'm just going to go for it?
I wasn't scared with contact. I was sometimes scared because I didn't expect the tires to have such an influence on the braking zones.
Yeah.
So I had to be careful I didn't run into any backs there. I also didn't expect the tire advantage that much because this track literally has 4 corners and 3 braking zones. So yeah, I was wondering why they were so slow and why they were such a weird strategy, because I had absolutely no pace in the race. But yeah, it was just
How did you find the race then?
I found it interesting, unexpected. I was like, let's just stick with them on the mediums, and we're just pulling away by 3 seconds. I was like, let's not do that then. I had no clue about the tire wear and soft. I thought I had no chance going to the end. I had 3 punctures in league races on this track already, so I thought, number 4, here we come. But somehow it worked out. Don't ask me how. I think the others helped me a lot by doing weird strategies. So, yeah.
Well done.
That's pretty much that. Thank you.
Very well done.
Montana, people, I mean, you've been in this party many, many times. People know how fast you are. It's 15 races. I know you didn't get pole, but 6 poles, 11 wins, 12 podiums. It's just insane. And you are closing on being able to win the championship. I don't quite have the maths on my head to know when you can win it. But is that the aim now? Just push on, get the championship done, and then enjoy the last few races? Because there's only 6 left.
Yeah. I think the next few tracks are quite good. For me especially. So looking forward to it and just want to win every race to show them who's the man here.
Montana's here to stay. I don't know if I should ask this question or not, but you will be staying here like next season. We'll be seeing another season of you, won't we? For the next 22 weeks before the new F1.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't have asked that question.
Maybe. If it's a bit earlier, 100% yes. If it's that late, we'll see.
We'll see. Montana, another win. Congratulations, man. You are brilliant to watch, and it's an honour to commentate over you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, don't blush too much. Right, see, we'll see you in Japan next week, Montana, sir. Hedge, any final comments?
No, just thank you for getting me involved, mate. Really enjoyed it.
That's alright. Everybody, thank you so much. 78 people we had at once watching the Austria action. Stay safe, have a good week. Please tune in for Japan. There's an American day later on at 2 AM UK time. There's also a race tomorrow for EU 4, I believe, which will be done at the same time. Yeah, that's it. What an outstanding race. Jack Prentice, if you're watching, I missed you, but not too much. Have a good night.